is the brave new world of giving. A crowd is gathering, willing to put their hands in their pockets and donate money to a cause if it touches their hearts. 3 not-for-profits are pitching for much-needed funds, and a lot is resting on how they sell their story and who they can influence.
All right, we're about to get started, ladies and gentlemen. Please, if you want a seat, there's still a few seats around.
At the big end of town, right on Sydney Harbour, the funding network creates a culture of collective giving. It's like a philanthropic version of Shark Tank. Donors and presenters are brought face to face in the same room. These 3 women are stepping right out of their comfort zone to come and pitch. Lana BORG of Mama Lana's feeds the down and out of Penrith.
I'm feeling so nervous about the pitch, but I'm feeling confident. I think I know my pitch back the front and upside down, hopefully, so hopefully I won't forget it once I'm up there.
Newcastle's Sister Diana Santleben helps refugee women find their feet and voice in a new land.
I have written my pitch probably 30 times. Yes, at least 30 times.
And SIMONE PATTERSON provides a sanctuary with a difference for women escaping domestic violence.
I'm trying not to think about how much money we're going to raise, and I'm trying to just focus on the pitch and the delivery and what the whole ultimate goal with the refuge is, and everything else is a bonus.
These are grassroots organisations. Each one is vetted by the funding network and must have an income of less than $1 million. They hope to raise at least $15,000 each.
Thank you, everyone, and have a great evening.
She likes an early morning brush, and they love a little massage. Have a little massage, don't you, little girl?
On the Gold Coast, SIMONE PATTERSON and her husband Nigel founded the Sanctuary 2 years ago. It's a domestic violence refuge for women, children and their pets. SIMONE, an animal lover, also keeps farm animals and birds.
How important are having pets around for what you do here?
Animal therapy is just so important, and looking after these beautiful creatures, and it helps the kids learn responsibility. It's amazing.
The Gold Coast has one of the highest rates of domestic violence in Australia. SIMONE has to turn away up to 15 women every day.
The animals can end up in the middle of the domestic violence. We've had a woman in here who watched her dog be killed because she was going to leave, and he said, if you leave, I'll kill you like I killed the dog. So there's situations like that where it's just heart-wrenching.
Have you had your own personal experience of hardship?
My father was a very violent man with my mother, and growing up, I found domestic violence to be the new normal in my home, and I never wanted any other child or woman to feel the way I felt as a child.
The Sanctuary is one of the few animal-friendly refuges in Australia. It has temporary accommodation for up to 13 women, including 7 family units. Yolanda and her Chihuahua Pipsqueak have been living at the Sanctuary for nearly a year.
The relationship between humans and animals is quite amazing, hey?
Oh, definitely. She is my best friend.
Is she?
Yeah.
Can't imagine life without her.
No.
Aww.
No, I'm really glad I could come here and bring her with me.
How difficult would it have been if you hadn't been able to bring her?
I wouldn't have come here.
You wouldn't have come?
Yeah, I would have gone back to where I was.
Wow.
Yeah. It would have been like leaving one of the kids.
SIMONE and Nigel were ready to retire when they set up the Sanctuary. They've borrowed over $1 million and had no paycheck for 2 years. Pitching at the Funding Network event is the opportunity they've been waiting for.
belief in people is that every single person has the ability, the capability, the passion, the belief to present, to pitch.
To give Lana, Simone and Di the best chance, they are coached to craft and hone their pitch.
On an issue like, quote, low self-esteem.
Pitch coach is former advertising executive Rob Irving.
The power of it. You've shared it. The pitch is pivotal, I think, in moving hearts and minds and wallets, to get the story across, to resonate with people, motivate them, inspire them to the point where they're happy to be generous and give.
To be selected for this live crowdfunding event is a competitive process. These 3 organisations were chosen from dozens of applicants. Each presenter has 6 minutes to nail it.
The pitch is not about you at all. What is it about? It's all about them and what happens to them.
Everyone is nervous. Some feel it more than others.
No, Lana, speak to me. What are you scared of? What gets in the way?
My heart starts racing, and then I start shaking, and my blood pressure drops, and I can't do anything. I feel like I'm just going to throw up. I feel queasy in the stomach, and it's horrible.
Raising money for Australian charities is difficult. While donation dollars are on the rise, the number of people giving has fallen.
Let's hear your why, your because.
We are saving lives.
To connect with potential donors is a rare opportunity for these women. They have to make it count.
You haven't mentioned the words domestic violence. You started with saving lives.
Yep.
As soon as you say the words domestic violence, everybody gets it. It's like code.
Sister Diana SANTLEBEN knows exactly what she wants to spend her $15,000 on.
There's one of our ladies, she comes down to our centre. Do you know why? Not because she wants to learn to read and write. She wants to teach somebody to read and write. And that, to me, is so life-giving to all of us. Now, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Can Shazia write today's date in Dariet, or is it too hard for her?
Zara's house runs mother tongue literacy classes, teaching Arabic, Dari and Pashto to refugee women.
She's really good.
Well done. Good on you.
Yeah.
The students here grew up in war-torn Syria, Iraq and Afghanistan. Many of their husbands worked as interpreters for the Australian Army, but 80% of these women are illiterate. Why do you gravitate towards this cause, refugees, literacy? Why is that?
Feminism. And the fact is, I'm a Dominican, and Dominicans are educators, and it gives me joy to see the enjoyment that these girls are getting. Their body language is saying, I've waited all my life for this chance.
Once an infant school teacher, Sister Di has a passion for literacy.
It wasn't my idea to start with. It was one of the Afghan girls who said, I used to be a primary school teacher in Afghanistan. I reckon if I had the resources, I could teach these girls to read and write. And I said to myself, you're going to have the resources, girl, because this is exactly what these girls need.
Nadia was a school teacher in Afghanistan. She spends half the class teaching Dari and the other half teaching Pashto.
And Nadia, you do this free of charge, you volunteer your time here.
Yeah, I'm free at home. It's a good idea. My friends say we want to have a Dari and Pashto class. Then I talk with Sister Diana. It's a good idea if we have a class. So I feel happy if someone, I feel happy when I help someone, when I see someone know something.
This is great.
While the women study, their children are cared for in the next room. Sister Di plans to give these kids a similar opportunity to learn, if she gets the funds.
Now, one of the reasons why we need to raise money, our goal here is to make this a bilingual educational experience for the kids. They're not learning all the things that children learn at preschool, but because the families don't have the resources for these children to be in preschool.
There's no right and no wrong. Come on, there's no right or wrong. You want me to what do you want me to think?
Back at the pitch coaching, Rob coaxes Lana to unleash her passion.
Be yourself is the best piece of advice I think you can give. The most powerful person you can be is who you are.
These people were going without food for so long, and it was so heartbreaking. I couldn't sleep at night knowing that there was people out there that weren't actually having a hot meal. How can you live off a sandwich or a can of baked beans? That's not nourishment.
Amazing. Yay! Fantastic.
Hey, buddy.
Hello, gorgeous. How are you?
How are ya?
Lana and husband Roger are a team. They provide hot meals to the hungry and homeless in Sydney's western suburbs.
Some nice cakes, and there's your hot meals. There's 2 in there,
You go.
made fresh.
79-year-old Buddy lives by the river. Mama Lana's visits him 6 days a week.
No bread, soft rolls, no?
Mama Lana and, of course, Roger. They're both the best. They are the world's best. And I love them. They're like family.
Take care, Don.
Okay, love them.
All right.
Roger and Lana run their meal service from the family home, where they live with their 3 children.
There's a muesli bars in there.
After a full day working in a nursing home, Lana spends 5 hours cooking 100 meals in her tiny kitchen.
I'm making fried rice, some creamy potato bake and some baked chicken. Creamy potato bake is their favourite, all-time favourite. My mum's Italian, so I was brought up that way to start with, so it's just comes as second nature, basically, to, you know, if someone needs some food, you give it to them.
The patrons lining up each night, going through their own hardships, is that something you can relate to? Have you had that experience yourself?
About 10 years ago now, we used to own a service station. We ended up nearly declaring bankruptcy. We made sure our kids ate, but we often went a few nights without food, or we would just be eating sausages or baked beans or, you know, something very cheap for quite a long time.
Bye, Dad. Love you.
As the need for her meal service grows, Lana is seriously stretched and desperate for more funding.
Well, no, because we can get the boys on, because I don't think there's much for them to do otherwise.
Like all her workers, she's a volunteer and used to dip into her own pocket to fund Mama Lana's.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Are you all right, darling?
It's cold.
Okay. It's cold. We have children coming down with their mum and dads, and we have train travellers, we have car sleepers, we have couch surfers. It's all walks of life that we get. Lots of
So many people here were talking about how they wouldn't survive without you and the care and compassion. Do you realise that impact that you've had?
It's really it's mixed emotions actually, because I'm really happy that I'm here for them, and then I'm sad that you know, that they actually need me, and it's heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking. I've had 3 people cry on me tonight already.
Just because of the situation they're in?
Because of what they're in. And then we can't do anything. All we can do is give them a hot meal and be here for them, for their shoulder to cry on.
The minute for ask is critical. And I want you to leave here looking forward to your ask, and on the night enjoying your ask.
Rob gets the group to pair up with their buddy to practice the hardest part. This is when they have to talk money. Everyone is encouraged to think big.
Tell me what 15K is going to do.
Well, $15,000 is going to buy
Install the kitchen.
No, that's for the commercial oven. So the commercial oven costs from $15,000 basically. They're so expensive. At the moment, it takes me roughly 4 or 5 hours to cook once I get home from work to make those meals. So this will be
in there.
Yeah.
$15,000 allows 5 people to teach about 30 women to read and write
Over
a period of 30 weeks.
That's fantastic.
Now, if we had twice as much as that, we would also be able to cover our rent for our venue.
What do you think the response to the word rent is in the room?
Not interested. No, they're not interested at all.
No, because that's not a cause.
But
You just...
yeah,
Just on costs.
What you've just done is
Yes.
gone with the audience.
yes, exactly.
You want to
But
lift
it's
them
huge
up.
money, $12,000 a year.
But you don't have to mention. You don't have to mention it.
I don't.
Please come down the front now and fill up from the front. There's just a few chairs left down the front.
It's the big moment. Are these people going to open their hearts, minds and wallets?
So let's get straight into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet our first organisation, Mama Lana's Community Foundation, Lana BORG.
Thank you. The question that I get asked the most is, why do I do it? In the beginning, Roger and I had learned about a gentleman, an elderly gentleman that was living under the Nepean Bridge. He was suffering with mental health and was an alcoholic. All that he would accept from us was some food packs. He had given up on life and people. This gentleman ended up dying alone under the bridge. We knew then that we needed to find a way to support those that had nobody else. We are all capable of being able to make someone's life a little better with no strings attached.
Fantastic. Stay with us, mate.
It's a big effort for these guys because they're doers. They're not necessarily, they don't spend all their time presenting, so this is always straight from the heart. Sister Di.
My 6 minutes hasn't started yet. This is the kindergarten curriculum produced by the government of Afghanistan. You can buy anything online these days. Anything. That's where we're beginning, with the alphabet. These girls didn't even know there was an alphabet. As they say, teach a boy to read and you educate a man. Teach a girl to read and you educate a family, a nation and the future. So tonight, you have the opportunity and the honour to give us money, the money we need to help these refugee women start that wonderful journey. Thank you in anticipation.
None of Rob's coaching has prepared Simone for making her pitch on crutches. After falling and hurting her hip, it's been a struggle to get here at all.
Thank you, everyone. In Australia, 1 woman dies every week because of domestic violence. My father was a really violent man, and there was one night where he put an axe through the front door. And like any small child, you think, this is it, this is the end. We want for our children to go on and follow their dreams, pursue their goals, and that's what I want for these women. Because we're unique and we do take their pets, for me, it's a no-brainer. I love animals. I just have a passion for animals. And Nigel, he hates them. He hates, he hates all the animals. If you can help me, that would be really wonderful. We need your help. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now's the time where we ask our presenters to leave the room so we can start our pledging sessions.
It's over to the donors. Which pitch has touched their hearts? Who will they choose to support?
Well done.
Oh, my God, you're in here.
How did you go? How did you feel? How did you go? I haven't said hello to you today yet.
I'm so relieved. I was shaking so much. I know.
She
I
was fine.
shaking.
She was as nervous as a kitten, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
But
my legs.
She came across so honest, didn't you? You know how many times I rewrote that speech. And I get up there, and on my glasses, I can't see the people and I can't see the words. So I didn't know the speech off by heart. Didn't matter. So I just made it up.
You moved them.
Okay, let's further pledges, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll do $100 for Boswell too.
Yes, ma'am.
Annalise Williams, who was matched by my mother, $100.
Meanwhile, the donations being pledged have already blown expectations. While there's a lot of family trust and corporate money flowing, it's the personal connection that's inspiring people to give.
$2,000 from the Sevior family. If it's matched by 3 other people in the room who've been taught by magnificent nuns.
Kathy Moyer, 150.
150,
Taught
Kathy.
by nuns.
Okay, thank you.
Deb Hook, public schooling system.
Sandy.
Sandy Salteri, 10,000.
Sandy Salteri, 10,000.
I was the district nurse at Penrith 40 years ago, so I was a sitting duck.
Okay. So there's a real connection. That's fantastic. Yes, sir.
I'll donate $2,500, but only if it's matched by people that don't speak English as a mother tongue.
That's cool. That's cool. Oh, Paul, yes, Italian. Paul Salteri, your match?
Yep.
Thank you very much. 2,000 match. Any others who are... Oh, yes.
The Sevior family, $3,000 on behalf of my dog, Maddie.
Fantastic. Thank you.
$100 Deb Hook from my cat,
Thank
Sam.
you. Thank you, Deb. I don't know what I was thinking.
$500 for my 4 children.
Okay, Lisa, $100, and it's from...
From Satya.
Satya?
And she would, just because she thinks the kids and mums should be safe.
Yes, because she thinks the kids and mum should be safe and shouldn't they?
We're nearing the end of the pledging, and it's actually extraordinary to see what's been going on behind me here. Everyone's getting into it, of course. The first 2 charities have raised at least 4 times the amount that they wanted to raise. The third one, the Sanctuary, is on track to meet those 2, and it's not over yet. A huge last-minute donation to the Sanctuary wraps up the pledging.
4. And Rob?
Yeah, I'll round it up to $100,000.
So that's Rob Kelderlis rounding it up to $100,000. Can we ask our presenters to come back in, please? You really won this audience over, you guys. You struck their hearts and they responded with remarkable generosity. Turn around and have a look at the results of tonight's pledging. Lana, $70,750. Zara's $75,000. And the Sanctuary...
Nearly $250,000 has been raised in this room tonight, an extraordinary amount and testament to the power of collective giving. It's the beginning of a new chapter for these 3 women.
Thanks so much. Oh. Well, after you say, oh my God. Yeah, maybe I should refrain. But we came hoping we would be going home with about $15,000 because that would be absolutely wonderful. With 70 for us, with... Oh, my God! 75! Oh, man! happening in the next couple of months. You will not believe what we're going to do with that money. It's going to be so much help. Thank you so much, all of you.
I really don't know what to say except that thank you so much. This money. You asked me actually beforehand if I got 30,000. I couldn't even put that in my speech because I would have been so grateful for the 15. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
I don't know how to thank everyone here. When things like this happen, it's belief in humanity again that, you know, people do care and people want places like the three of ours to stay open. And I can't thank Rob enough. He's kicked me up the bum a few times and pretty much said, your speech sucks. You know, where do we start? But, you know, I forgot to even ask the last page. I forgot to ask for the money. And thank you all so much. You've helped us.
The feeling that you're connected to other people, that the common humanity in the room is palpable.
I was just really happy that I was able to do that.
To be able to be a part of $100,000 and then see their reaction and hear their screams and their crying, and it's just great. It's overwhelming feeling, and everyone had tears.
These people here have got the message that we have to change the way we teach English to people in Australia by making sure they can read and write first. Now, if that is the only thing we do tonight, we will have changed the world.
Next time on Compass.
These three not-for-profits are ready to pitch to their neighbourhood, share their hard work and ask for support in making Geelong a better place to live.
There's a real pride that comes with being part of this cooperative and a real sense of achievement.
Her mum looked at me and she said, that was the first time I've seen my daughter smile in the last 8 months.
I'm asking everybody tonight to stop waiting for change. Great stuff. And be a part of the solution.
Pitch Up Geelong. Next time on Compass.